What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and today we're going to be speaking about this: President Biden to announce approval of $900 million in EV charging funding. Now, we're going to be going through this article, see what it means, see what it's actually going to entail, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our beloved Chargepoint. We're going to be taking a look at BLNK, who is up nearly 5% today, and we're going to take a look at Evgo. We're going to compare these three companies through a few different bases, and we're going to look at the technicals for all three of them very briefly and see if we can expect some nice upward moves, or maybe if there is a pullback in our future, given everything that happened with CPI yesterday. But that is what we will be speaking about today, baby. And Chargepoint just broke into $18 a share. You'll love to see it. So really quickly, my friends, would I please ask you, hit that juicy like button for more juicy EV news. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a video. I'm doing my best to bring you all of that EV news as soon as possible. The support since coming back has been fantastic. You guys really are motivating me to keep going. I appreciate all of you. And drop me a comment down below. Let me know what's your favorite EV stock right now. So with that being said, President Joe Biden on Wednesday will announce the approval of the first $900 million in federal funding to establish electric vehicle charging stations across 35 US states. The funding is part of a $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure law approved in November 2021. Now, there's been a few things approved under Joe Biden over the last year or so, but this one is going to be juicy, in particular for our charging related stocks. And on this channel, you all know that we love Chargepoint, baby, covering them since day one. Potential beneficiaries include Tesla, obviously they have their own charging network, Chargepoint, Evgo, BLNK Charging, Wallbox, Allego, Aztec, anybody in the charging space realistically, my friends. But the main ones we're going to focus on today, as I said, are going to be Chargepoint, BLNK and Evgo. And again, look at them green candles. The president is scheduled to tour the North American International Auto Show in Detroit before making announcements on EV manufacturing investments in the US. We're going to have to wait and see what comes out of this. I think there's going to be some exciting news. There's going to be a lot of talk with like Ford and Hyundais and those kind of guys, I'm pretty sure, more so than the smaller guys, but we're just going to have to wait and see. And just a quick reminder for everybody, by 2030, Biden wants 50% of all new vehicles sold to be electric or plug-in hybrid electric models, and 500,000 new EV charging stations. He signed an executive order December 21, directing the government to purchase nearly all EV or plug-in hybrid electric models by 2027. I believe they buy something like 50,000 new vehicles every single year. It's somewhere in that range. So that's a lot of uptick. And of course, if they're going to want to buy that many vehicles, they're going to have to do things along these lines to get enough chargers out there. A legislation signed in August awarded the US Postal Service $3 billion to acquire more EVs and charging infrastructure. The mail company told Reuters last month it is proposing to significantly increase EV purchases, planning to add at least 25,000 EVs out of its initial order of 50,000 deliveries from Oshkosh. Ooh, right in the heart. So obviously, this is the kind of thing that can move these stocks. Today, everything was red. All EV stocks were red at the start. If we look at Chargepoint, look, you can see they came all the way down to $17.20. As of recording, they've gone up pretty much $1 a share. BLNK was a similar story. Look, they were down at just below $21. Now they're up at $22.50. Evgo was down at $8.70-ish. Now it's up at $9.18. There was a lot of red to start today, but things are coming back very, very strong. Now look, obviously Chargepoint is the one I'm going to spend most of my time on because that's the company I follow. It's the one I'm invested in. It's the one I like the most. But it's all for good reason, basically. So look, we're going to compare the three here. We have Chargepoint, Evgo, and BLNK. In regards to technicals, in today's opinion, Chargepoint sees a 72% buy from technicals. Evgo is at 40%, and BLNK is actually a sell right now. 5-day performance, both Chargepoint and Evgo have been doing quite well. 1 month, Chargepoint is still considerably outperforming. 3 month, Chargepoint and Evgo are considerably outperforming. And 6 month, Chargepoint is considerably outperforming. Now, they are the biggest of these three by far. And they have the most annual sales by 10 times over. They are the bigger boys. And that is one of the main reasons I really do like them. They have a lot of market share already. A lot of established customers. A lot of Fortune 500 customers. They just have a lot going for them. Their earnings as well are more than debatably better than the other two, despite still being negative. Now, when we look at the chart, I was looking at this earlier and I found it very interesting, okay? You will see that they're all moving relatively similarly, okay? Chargepoint here is the black line, okay? BLNK is the orange line and Evgo is the blue one. We will see that Chargepoint and BLNK in particular have moved very, very similarly. The charts don't have too much difference to show in them. Now, if I do bring you to the daily charts, which we will do, obviously I've Chargepoint mapped out in much more detail than I do our blinks, but you're still going to see those similarities. We'll see down, up, not quite, you know, meeting that previous high, but the exact same kind of thing here. Cup and handles kind of forming to an extent on both charts. This one hasn't come up as much over the last few days as Chargepoint has, because Chargepoint has had some actual news of their own. They're not just following the greater trends. But you'll see that they're all moving relatively similarly. And again, Evgo, look, it's a very, very similar chart. So it's very clear to see, guys, that these companies are moving with the broader markets. And I mean, that goes for all the other EV companies as well. Look, Tesla, they have the same thing. They have that down, up, little pullback. Lucid, not quite the same. More of a consolidation page. Neo, similar enough, not quite the exact same, but you'll see a lot of companies have this down, up, pullback. Workhorse is there, right, down, up, pullback. Everything's following general markets right now. The reason to watch these companies in particular is because news is moving companies again. We saw it with Chargepoint, we saw it with their earnings, we saw it with news that came out afterwards. It is moving stocks right now, especially when the technicals are already saying a buy. Now with Chargepoint right now, I was looking at the chart earlier, and look, we are currently on our 7th green trading day in a row. Now, you will see that the 6th day, we opened up down quite a lot. So it's not like we've had 7 days of making new short-term highs, but 7 green closes in a row. There is a lot of strength there. Blink, you're going to see a very, very, very similar story. Evgo, not quite there, but these two big boys are. Now, I was looking at this earlier, and you'll see that we are at our very prominent area of resistance. One that I have drawn out for quite a while here. It was a previous area of support. We haven't really stayed above it for a very long time whatsoever. We're trading on that, you know, $17.50, $18-ish mark. Now, look, guys, I love it. I love Chargepoint. I really do think we're going to see a small pullback in the relatively near future. Once we were here, I was saying, you know, before earnings, I actually do expect a nice upward move. And look, we got it, guys. Look, if you bought in around that $14 mark, you were up as much as nearly 30%. Even if you got out really early, you still could have been up 15 to 20%. If you had bad entries and exits, you could have been up 15, 20%. So the up move that I was looking for did happen, and it's complete, you know. So now we can't just get excited and think that stonks go up forever. Very, 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 very rarely is that going to be the case, especially when you have 7 green candles like this on the daily chart. I would not be surprised whatsoever if we get rejected on this level here and come back down somewhere around this black line, maybe towards the $16 mark again. I would be happy. But I would also be happy if we can stay up there. If they can show that much strength, that would be absolutely fantastic. But just, you know, let's stay realistic, guys, and not get super, super excited. Now, long term, obviously, I think we're going up. I think we're going up at a good pace. But I think there are going to be pullbacks in the meantime, of course. Just look at the example last time they broke up above resistance. It was a similar story. We bounced off our line here. We went up, boom, and came right back down. So just, you know, if you were trading this one and you're still in your position, maybe you're up 15, 20, 25%, try to at least take some profits if you were looking for a shorter term trade. You know, lock them in. Now, if you're just adding to your long-term position, leave it there. My long-term position, I'm just leaving it sat there. I'm not trying to time it whatsoever. But short-term, guys, we are definitely in for a red day of some sort. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. And with Blink, I could say quite similar things because the chart looks so similar to Chargepoint. Now, I will say with Blink right now, the direction isn't as clear in my opinion, and they haven't had the same kind of up move that Chargepoint have. They haven't had the same move towards, you know, that previous high that was made only a couple of weeks ago. So they could have some more room to go up. But also, I'm not sure. I don't know what way I feel about this. In all honesty, I would much rather play Chargepoint, even if it is to the downside right now, than Blink or EV. The chart is just a lot cleaner. And I mean, if you look at the volume as well, look at the volume for Chargepoint. Average volume is at 13 million. Blink, their average volume is only at 706,000. Evgo is at 2.15 million, but keep in mind they're half the price. So Chargepoint by far has the biggest inflows going in. There's been some weird activity going on if you go over to Unusual Whales. There has been some quite large buys going with Chargepoint. I believe the institutions are this is like the top 15 stocks being traded by institutions right now. Don't quote me on that one. I forget where I saw it. It may not have been a credible source. But there is a lot of calls and puts going out there for Chargepoint by big money as of right now. But yeah, if we keep getting news like this continually, which we really have been getting, all it needs to be is a good positive headline. And that's what leads to this many green days happening in a row. But, you know, guys, with the CPI news and everything else that's come out, Just keep your wits about you. Don't get too excited. That's all I want to say. Because when people get too excited is when, you know, you buy here at the top and you hold it all the way down. So just play things safe, whether you are playing Chargepoint, BLNK, Evgo, or anybody else. Overall, though, technicals still look good to me in the medium term. I do just want to see that pullback on Chargepoint soon. Anyway, guys, that's my update on what President Biden is doing. If you watched all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend, and I really do appreciate you being here from the bottom of my heart. Your support means the world to me. If you did enjoy, could I please ask you, hit that like button. It genuinely helps me out so much. Comment down below, let me know what EV stocks you're watching, and please subscribe if you're new around here so you don't miss a video. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. I'm going to see you for another video very soon. Peace.